Joshua Zirkzee, Mazraoui, Leny Yoro, Diogo Dalot, players that should leave Manchester United in the summer. Welcome back to MUD. This is the Manchester United Diehards. I am Ephraim Juma. Let us get right into the discussion. Now, for me, I don't actually know what Joshua Zirkzee does at Manchester United. Now, Seth, do you agree with me that Joshua Zirkzee should leave Manchester United? Because I don't see what he's doing in Manchester. He's just taking up salaries and filling our benches. He doesn't do anything. Even if he's brought up to even represent the team, he doesn't do so in style. So this is not elite football that Manchester United should be playing.
I think Joshua Zirkzee is not yet at that level where Michael Carrick would want a United player to be at, and that is the main reason.
Raise your voice.
And I think that is the main reason why Joshua Zirkzee is always benched. Because when you call up for a player to represent the badge, I was disappointed by Ugarte against Leeds, and then
another person is Emmanuel Ugarte.
Yeah, Ugarte and Mazraoui. And then if we are going to see these other things from players like Joshua Zirkzee and who else? Mason Mount has been good, but
injuries.
He's always having injury problems. The Leeds is a very, very brilliant defender, always having injury problems. And then we now have Lisandro Martinez, came from injury and then pulled Dominic Calvert-Lewin's hair, considered a red card. Now we are going into a Premier League game without even a defensive line that we can totally trust. We can't even trust that defense.
We've been going in against Chelsea. We have two defenders, Harry Maguire, Lisandro Martinez.
Then you have to consider
it's a disaster. It's a disaster.
So if I look at Eden Haven coming on to partner up with Leny Yoro, then what are you even going to do? What are you even going to do? Leny Yoro is already a bad player. Yeah. So he's just there at the moment because he's the only available option that can suit the position right now. So if you bring in Eden Haven was a future project for Ruben Amorim. So he
is young.
Yeah,
he should be playing. He should be playing with an experienced player besides him.
And then he's that type of he's more of a modern defender more than traditional defender. He's the ball playing type defender that will fit into the modern tactics, right? So in this modern tactics, you need somebody like Evan, and then you need somebody like Delete or Lisandro Martinez, and then we also have to have that aerial capability to deal with aerial balls, right? But against Chelsea, it won't be so hard because João Pedro cannot dominate Leny Yoro area. So at least we stand a chance to deal with the aerial balls. But now, considering those interceptions,
what about just the defensive capabilities of players?
Yeah. So when it comes down to narrowing it to the defensive capabilities, then we will have a serious problem.
It's a serious problem.
Yeah, these guys will not. I think they don't have the defensive awareness of a player like Lisandro Martinez or Matthias De Ligt, when to know when to step up, when to intercept, and when to mark your man.
Now let us just talk about a serious Manchester United rebuild.
Yeah.
Where I'm talking about players that should leave Manchester United. What's your list? Because my list consists of Diogo Dalot, Leny Yoro, Manuel Ugarte, Joshua Zirkzee, and even Luke Shaw.
Yeah,
not that he's a bad player,
Luke Shaw should be in the list also.
But he's injury
prone, unreliable,
and he's old.
Yeah,
you're talking about Delete, old and injury prone. So this guy should leave Manchester United, and Manchester United should look for serious players to replace them. What is your list?
My list, I'm gonna start with one goalkeeper that I've been waiting for him to leave the club, and that is Altaya Baindia. This guy should not even be considered as a second choice goalkeeper. Bainda. This guy should leave and let another goalkeeper be brought in, somebody that we can rely on as our second choice goalkeeper, because these moments are gonna come when we need a second choice goalkeeper to step up.
Especially when we are playing Champions League next year.
We will have so many fixtures, and we are going to need.
But you will have your very own, yours truly,
Andrew Onana. He's still claiming that he's coming back to fight for his position, but I don't think if the fans can allow that. So I'm gonna start with Altaya Baindia. Then I'm gonna include Luke Shaw on the defense, the people who should vacate their positions, and then I'm gonna include Diogo Dalot, Mazraoui. Leny Yoro should be loaned because there is some potential in him, but at the moment he just lacks what we need at that back line. So he should be loaned for him to get more experience, and then we should loan somebody like Eden Haven. Then I think Eden Haven should stay because he's a very, very good defender and you can rely on him for build-ups. So we should stay with Eden Haven, loan out Leny Yoro, bring in a defender that will replace Matthias De Ligt and Harry Maguire, because Maguire has just extended a 1-year contract. Yeah. So and at his age
next year.
Yeah, and at his age, if you bring a young lad to claim that position, I don't think if Maguire will be complaining. He won't be. Yeah, and then I think he's one of the best players in terms of discipline who can be benched and still be composed to wait for his moment to come. So we have to have serious squad depth come next season when we are going into the Champions League. Going forward, we have Joshua Zirkzee. This guy should leave. I've not seen.
No, Joshua Zirkzee should exit the club.
He should just exit the club immediately. Then, hey, I'm glad we got rid of Anthony. Now we have the freedom fighter Jadon Sancho. Should also leave.
Sancho should leave.
Yeah, Sancho should leave the club.
Rashford, however good he is.
Yeah, Rashford, however good he is.
Barcelona.
Yeah, he somehow felt like he was bigger than the club at some point, so he should definitely leave. I don't know if Rasmus is going to come back, but if he would have come back,
Rasmus,
I would have considered him over Rashford to start. And then,
so if Rasmus starts, you know, it's what I call squad depth.
Yeah,
Rasmus starts,
and then you bench
in the 60th minute. You bring in Šeško. Both of them, are good height-wise.
Yeah,
and aerial balls are going to be good for me. So we'll have 2 good strikers next season. But as for the players I've said should leave, should just leave. Yeah, Casemiro is also following them.
Yeah, Casemiro has been good by the way so far.
But he's following them.
Considering his age,
I'm not saying he should leave, but he's following them.
Yeah, he is following them. Considering his age, you know, if Casemiro had a young player who has claimed that position, and then we will be bringing him from the bench, we will have had a serious squad depth. Because you can't imagine bringing in that guy after you've substituted somebody like Baliba or let's say Sancho, and then you bring in Casemiro.
You bring in Casemiro.
Yeah, that would have been a serious squad depth. But
disastrous.
But then relying on him as your fastest player is not good. So when he goes, we need to bring in a younger player. Tonali is not that young, but he can do the job. Can get the job done for United. So then after that, bring in another one who can replace him. Then we need another player to support Kobe Mainoo. Then in Bruno's position, we also need competition. Yes. We need somebody to be available if we can be.
Who can you propose to compete Bruno Fernandes in that position?
I'm gonna suggest Ismail Assar, Crystal Palace. Yes, Ismail Assar.
To compete Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah, to compete Bruno Fernandes. Because he won't definitely bench him. Yeah.
Yes.
But then in Manchester United, if he comes and the number 10 position is claimed by Bruno Fernandes, he would be complaining because he will be aware that I'm gonna get benched most of the time. But whenever I step up, I'm gonna do my best for the club. So him coming as a second choice,
you know, you coming as a second choice to replace Bruno Fernandes, it means you're like, I want to bench this guy.
I want to bench this guy.
Let me do the best
I can.
Yes.
And if you do the best you can to convince Carrick to play with a single pivot and have the two of you attacking up front, then well and good, we will bench Kobe Mainoo and have Tonali in the midfield. So you do what you have to do to represent the club. So I'm gonna go for Ismail Assar to bring competition for Bruno Fernandes in the midfield. Then in Mbeumo's position, Ahmad has not been good this season, right? And I think we all love him as the fans, and we would love to see Ahmad do more and more better than what he is currently doing. But if we need to compete for more than one cup next season,
we need to bring another person.
Diallo out. We need Diallo out. We need Diallo out, and then we need Cunha to be supported also. We need Dogu to get back to his position, and then Cunha to get support from another player who can be benched and be benched comfortably and still be a better bench option for Manchester United.
I want people to be comfortable being benched like in Manchester City.
Like, yeah. If Omar Mamouche, how good is Omar Mamouche?
And he's comfortable being benched.
Mamouche better than Gyökeres, and he's comfortable being benched with Pep Guardiola because he knows I cannot bench Haaland. This guy is the best in the world right now, yeah? Yes. So if I'm going to get a chance to play, I'm still going to do my best regardless of what the coach is going to consider coming the next match. So I'm still going to do my best for Manchester City. Yeah, Savinho getting benched and not complain. We should have such players in our squad, and that is what United are lacking, because we have gotten to a point where stupid players like Garnacho think that they deserve a starting spot in the
Manchester United
just for being Garnacho. Just for being Garnacho and Ronaldo being your idol.
And he's in Chelsea being Gabencho. He was in United being
he was in United being benched, and then he was complaining. Yeah, so we should bring in that mentality to our players that this is United and this club is bigger than all of you. So we can bench some of you and play some of you.
And we can bench any of you.
And we can bench any of you and have to deal with that.
Even Bruno can be benched.
Yeah, even Bruno can be benched. So because if we look at Kevin De Bruyne at his best in Manchester City,
He was being benched.
used to bench that guy.
Yes.
If I bench you, I bench you. You don't tell me what to do, right? If I consider you that you'll be a better option in the next fixture than this fixture, then get the fuck out and let another player play.
Okay. Subscribe to MAD, Manchester United Diehards. Support the channel. Zef, Ephraim, sayonara.